Hello, how is everybody? My name is Jill Lancet and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in beautiful downtown Greystanes, which is a Sydney suburb out in the west. And what was hot today, we were supposed to have 36, didn't quite get there. Thank you very much, but it's still hot and steamy. Now, I want to talk to you about the new online products that have been recently released. You'll find them in my online store if you go there. Just go to the menu and look for online exclusive products. You'll also find kits. Kits are only available online, so you can have a look at all of those online exclusive products right there. Now, I got this just the other day, and this is the first chance I've had to play with this. So I'm actually casing a card from the online exclusive in my store. This is a sample. It's slightly different, and I'm going to make it exactly the same for you, and I'm going to show you the products that we've used, the sizes, etc. So you will be able to craft along with this if you have these products. If not, have a look at them. So the first thing I want to show you is the suite of products, or the collection. Now you just need one number for the whole lot of these products, and I will put the details down in the description, and I will call it the Suite Collection. One number will get you all of these. So you will get the stamp set, Latte Love, and the die set. So you'll get that at the bundle price, which is 10% off. If you buy it at a bundled price. So you will get it at the bundled price, but you will get both of those. I always keep them in the same case. I know where they are then. The beautiful adhesive backed swirl dots. Now, I don't know if you can see them, but there is little, they look like they could be little chocolates or marshmallows. They've got little swirl designs on them, really cute. You could pop those in the cups and they would look like marshmallows. So they're in the Suite Collection. You have this gorgeous, what are they calling it? Polka dot trim in natural. Really, really lovely. I love anything like this. So it's got dots on it, and it's got that beautiful jute sort of colouring. So we'll be using that as well. And the beautiful papers. Now I've got them in a sleeve, so I'll just pop them out. And you can see I've been cutting some up. Now, these are the cups. There's a die that will cut those cups out. If you don't want the dies, you could fussy cut those out very easily. That is the reverse of that one. You've got this beautiful coffee stain, but look at the colour on the back. Beautiful. So that's those two. They're the two that we're using today. You've got coffee beans with a beautiful tartan on the back. You've got these jugs and cups that you can cut out as well, and on the back of there's tiny little cups. Not sure if you can see that. Tiny little cups and spoons and coffee beans. There's our splatter. Look at this beautiful one. How gorgeous is that, with this beautiful you know how they make that in the milk. Beautiful. And a really dark one, and the back side of that is the gorgeous, I think it's Calypso Coral, Early Espresso, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. So always store this with your papers. It's got all the information you need on it. So yeah, I think we'll get started. I've covered all the things that come in the suite, and we'll get going. Now I've cut a lot of it out, so yeah, we're going to save a bit of time here. First of all, we need a card base. We have our normal card base. Now, if you've seen any of my videos before, you will know that there is a PDF available that you can request. Just request it to my email address, which is here, and I will send that back to you as soon as I can. So in Australia, we use a metric size. Our card base is 14.85 this way. It's a standard A4 cut in half at 14.85, and then we score it at 10.5. So we've got that. If you are from the US, your finished card size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's the folded. You know what you're talking about. You start off with an 8 1/2 by 11 inch piece, and then you cut it in half. Now we are going to do off template measurements, but both measurements are on the template. So we're going to get a little bit tricky, and I am going to put that down in the details down below. Okay, so let's get going here. Now I wanted to show you another little sneaky little thing I did. I don't know, you guys may not know that I go to trivia, but our trivia is at a pub, and on the table are like loads of coasters. Now these coasters are made out of cardboard or chipboard, whatever you want to call it. Now I've covered that up because there's advertising on it, and I don't want to get into trouble. Look at them. Now I said to the girls, can I have some of those? They said, take as many as you like. They put piles of them on the tables. Usually they're soggy by the time the end of the night comes around, and they throw them out. They said, take as many as you like. I'm not advocating stealing. Ask if you can have them. But that's free cardstock. That's free chipboard, or whatever you want to call it. And I have utilised that in tonight's card. You know I'm all about recycling. You know I'm all about, you know, saving a bit of money here, there and everywhere. So we're going to get our cardstock, and we're going to take that piece, that beautiful piece that's got the coffee stains all over it. Now, wouldn't that make a great blokey card? Yeah, I reckon. And even that. So I've just got this piece. Now, in our Australian measurements, it is going to be 10.5. So you can see I've already cut this down, 10.5. And I'm going to turn this and make it 14.3. So 14.3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to cut that. Now don't throw that out. You can put that inside your card. You can put that on your envelope. We'll see how we go for time. So if you're using the US size, then you need to start this off at 4 1/4. Now your mat 1, so you'll see, let me take a step back. Mat 1 is 10 by 14.3. So we've made this the width of the card base, which is 10.5, and then we've made it the length of mat 1, which is 14.3 centimeters. If you're in the US, I want you to do the same thing. So I want you to make it the width, which is 4 1/4, and then I want you to hop down to mat 1 and make it 5 1/4 long. Okay, because we're going to do a little bit of fancy cutting here, so I will put that down in the details. Okay, so don't fear. So I have our piece, regardless of what country you're in. It's cut now to the right size. So now I want to take off in Australia 1.5 centimeters off both long sides. Oh, I don't want this one. I want my paper trimmer, because it's much easier. It's much easier to do it. So in Australia, we're taking off 1.5. In the US, we're taking off 5/8 of an inch. So just off each side. So 1.5 or 5/8 of an inch, whatever your country is. I'm just slicing a piece off there. I'm turning it around and I'm slicing another piece off there. 1.5 or 5/8 of an inch. Okay, so we've got these 3 pieces now. So I can pop that away now. So that's done and dusted. Now, what I wanted to show you was the coasters I have cut out with the dies. Now, I cut a whole pile of them out. I lined them all up just like that. And I took my black Sharpie and I went around the edge. While they were all together, it was quicker. So now I've got these beautiful card shapes. The edges are nicely black, so we're good to go with those. So we have our card base, which I will fold for you now. Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, which seriously is not unusual, but yeah, I felt a little bit all together, but maybe I haven't had enough coffee today. Actually, I don't think I've had any coffee today. That's a travesty. I'm doing a card, making a card with coffee, and I haven't had any coffee. I do have some cola though, so that is caffeine, I'm sure. Okay, so what I've done also is I have die cut using the die that comes in with it, and I'm going to cut this little one out for you. And I have cut all the cups out. I've got a couple that are already glued on. Where are the ones that are glued on? These two. And so I've got to glue these on, and I'm going to just cut this one now. This was the edge. Okay, this was the edge of the paper. You can see the straight edge there. Don't waste those pieces because I'm going to show you how I'm using them. You will see this card in the online store, but it is slightly different. I've just tweaked it and made it my own, which is the purpose of those sample cards. They're a jumping off point for your own creativity. Now, just give me 2 seconds while I cut this, and I'll be right with you. I just wanted to show you how to utilize these edge pieces. Okay, hang on. Just hold your horses, honey. It's only going to take a second. And there we are. We're done. In case you were wondering what that was, I have an electric die cutting machine. Okay, so it's cut it out beautifully. I've used a little piece of washi tape to hold that in place. And so there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we can start to put this together. I've got a few other little tips and tricks for you in the process. So we might start with gluing all of these on and then putting the card together. Look, it is so easy to line these up. So easy. Just a little bit of glue. Now, if you don't like liquid glue, whatever glue you like, if you use the tape runner, go for it. I like the liquid glue. It gives you a chance to line it up a bit better. So I've just lined that up, and you can see the edges are black. They were white when I first cut them, but now they're black. So, and they've given this designer series paper a lot more weight to it, a lot more heft. I mean, here it is here. It's a fairly decent paper as it is, but now it's a cardstock. And I'm going to continue doing that. Just give me 2 seconds and we'll be in business. Now I'm going to show you the ones that I have already cut, and I'm going to show you how I have cut them if they're not already cut. Now this is This is cardstock. You got it for nothing. So I got 2 out of each coaster. Now, if they're square coasters, you may get more. These particular coasters were round. So I'm just going to show you. Now, I found out the hard way that it's a little bit harder to line them up if you don't have the handle of the cup. Okay? They're not perfectly round. So yeah, if you're going to use these half pieces, try and incorporate them, unless you're fussy cutting them, try and incorporate them with the handle on them, because yeah, if you're going to put them on a die cut piece of cardstock, that is to say. So there's that one. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We probably don't need that one. We probably don't. Oh, what the heck, we'll do it. We'll do it. So I can pop those back in there because I don't need all of those. I'm sure I'm going to have some over. So anyway, just a little bit of liquid glue. You don't need a lot. And there we go. Now, they're not so thick that you can't cut them with scissors. So this one here has had a bit of a time to dry. So I'm just laying the top blade. As you can see, I can lay it across and hit the edge. So I just lay it on there and just cut. And then I'm going to get my Sharpie and I'm going to colour the edge in black, because now I have cut it. It's exposed the white core. So where is my Sharpie? I should just use this one. So just running that along the edge, and oops, sorry, and this one. Now I always like to have the back facing the texture in case I slip. In case I slip, I'm only going to colour the back and not ruin the piece that I've just spent 5 minutes cutting and gluing. So yeah, that's a little tip for you too. Right, that's done. Sorry, excuse me for that. Right, so now I've got these. I probably won't use all of these, but at least I have options now. So now I can pop this on the card. Now this is how I worked it out. In the online store, it is a piece of, and I do believe it is the Lost Lagoon cardstock, and they have just put a piece like this on there. But I wanted to make it just a little bit different. So what I'm doing is I'm going to glue these 2 pieces opposite side up. So I want the brown piece, the brown side showing, and whatever the border is on the bottom, on the top and the bottom edge, I want that same border to be on this edge here. So as long as the same border there and there, you're doing okay. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. And not a lot of glue, but I do want it spread around. Now look, if you're new to my channel, you might be wondering what this thing is. It's a homemade glue stand. Now I got that many inquiries about where did I get it from, where did it come from. You can make one of these. This is a tea towel holder. I did make a video showing you how to make your own. Very, very cheap. You need that and some blue tack. So, yep. go back through my library and find the one that says you asked for it, and it'll show you. I actually make one for you on camera. It's that quick, that simple. So now I'm gluing the other side down, and I want to line this up. Now it's come from the same piece, so it's going to line up, but I just want a tiny little bit of overlap. Now look, I hope you can see that. See how much overlap there is? It's not very much at all, but I want to line that up with the absolute edge and then lay that down. Now, if my blade in my paper trimmer is very, very sharp and it's currently putting a bit of a lip on the paper, now if you've got that issue, just run your bone folder down the edge and it will flatten out that lip. Done. Doesn't that look nice? I think that there's quite a contrast between that dark brown and that beautiful, beautiful Lost Lagoon. So now we can carry on with what we were doing. So I've got a piece of petal pink, because I think the lightest shade here is petal pink. So what I want to do is I want to stamp my greeting. So I'm going to stamp my greeting in Early Espresso. Now, I use these little ink spots. I use them all the time. You get 5 in a packet. They're uninked. You just buy the refills and you fill them yourself. I just made my own labels. And it's quite economical. If you can't afford to, you know, have a lot of inks, this is an option. And they are in the annual catalogue. So if you would like any details on that, please let me know. Let me know and I'll give you those details. So I'm just going to stamp this. Hang on, I need a bit of a mat. I've got a bit of a foam mat here. And I'm just going to stamp that in the center of this piece, because we're going to be doing some tricky punching, I like to call it, tricky punching. So I'm just holding that down for a second. And I'm letting that ink soak in. So there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. So now here is the tricky part. I'm going to take our hexagon punch and I'm going to pop this in here, and I want to, rather than center this up like that, now I hope you can see this, rather than center this up like that, I want to push this up towards the top. Okay, so the sentiment is up towards the top now, and I'm going to punch it. I'm just going to hold it there for a second by just lightly squeezing it, checking that it's all where I want it, and I'm going to punch it. Okay, now I'm going to take the piece that we just punched, and you can see it here. It looks a bit weird because we chopped off the end. So I'm going to take a post-it note now, and I'm just going to pop this on the back of my piece. I'm going to turn this over again, and this time I'm going to pop this in so that I can line up the base of it now. So I've got the two edges are lining up there. Now I can move this around, and I'm just making it a smaller sentiment. So if I line up those two straight edges and I'm happy with the way it's going, I can punch this out, get rid of that, and I've now got a smaller sentiment label, and it looks perfect. It's perfect. It is perfect. So that's another thing. If you've got a punch, it's a bit big, you can make it a smaller area just by learning little tricks like that. So now we've got our sentiment, we've got our cups, we have another cute little stamp in there, which is the coffee rings. Now this is exactly how I did it. after I glued it on, I thought, oh, I wish I'd done some coffee rings. So I've just got some little bits of computer print paper, and I'm going to show you how I did that, because I don't want to overlap it. Okay, I just want it to stay on here. So what I did was I took my bits and pieces and I kind of laid them where I wanted them. So I kind of laid them like that. We might pop that one up there, that one there. And see this half one? We're going to hide this underneath our greeting. So yeah, it's not a full one. Remember, that's the edge one. This was an edge one. So we're using all of those, but I want to put some coffee stain marks in between. So what I did was I just literally just laid that next to it, laid this piece next to it, and I'm actually butting it up against the designer series paper. Now you might have to do this after, because you don't know where those coffee cups are going to end up. So what I did was I just inked it up with the early espresso, and I just stamped it once, and then without re-inking it, stamped it again, and I'd continued doing that. So I filled in each of these spaces with a little coffee mark. It just creates another dimension of interest. So we'll turn it around because there's a different orientation there. We'll do that one full strength. Down here I will put this one against this edge, this one against this edge, and might stamp this off altogether and just have it as a lighter one, just to add a bit of interest. And then we have another one somewhere here, so we can do the same thing there. I only laid those on to gauge where I was going to do it. So we might, there we go. And look, that was as quick and as easy as it gets. If you don't feel confident, put a post-it note there. It will stay there. But if you're confident, you can just hold it. So I'm not throwing them out because, you know, I can use those over and over and over again. So that's our stamping done. So let's start assembling this now. I can pop that over there. I do want some of this beautiful, beautiful ribbon. So I'm going to work out where I'm going to put these. Now, the cups I want to glue down. You could pop them up if you wanted to, but I want to glue them down because I want to pop the message up. So I'm just going to glue them straight down. Now, I didn't put any embellishments on the other one, but look at this one. It's very, very dark, and I think it would lend itself to what could possibly be marshmallows. So I'm going to pop that one there like that. And then I'm going to place this one down here because then I can juggle the two in the center. As long as you've got your two edges, you're fine, okay? Right. And these coasters, they're actually really quite good. Yeah, they're sturdy. They glue well. I don't think they'd add too much to the weight of the card, but, you know, I could be wrong. Just bear with me. I think I'm talking too much. Okay, so we've got those two glued, okay? I'm happy with the placement of those. Now this is where it could just be a bit tricky because I want to conceal the fact that this one has been chopped off. So we might have to do a bit of creative juggling here and turn this one upside down. Maybe turn this one around. Do something like that. Now you'll see that it doesn't quite fit. Now that's where this ribbon comes in, I found. So if I can just position these where I want them, and I can add the ribbon to the back of this and conceal that, and you would never know. You would never know. So I think I might just pop this one in here now, glue that one down. And we'll have the handle going a bit different to the others. There we go. And let me just think about this. Okay, we'll pop that there like that, and we'll put the ribbon going this way. So this can change depending on the orientation of that half cup or whatever. I mean, of course you could put a full cup there if you wanted to, but we'll just pop that there like that. Now I've got wet glue. Okay, I've got liquid glue, so I can still move that if I need to. But I think that looks good. So just get my snips out, and I might make the ribbon a bit longer. I felt it was a little bit too short before. So we want that piece like that. We want that to go across there like that. It's all happening. It's all happening. So, and we want another piece. Now I can trim these up as I go along. So a couple of glue dots I think is probably the easiest way to place your ribbon. Or you could use some tear and tape, but I think I'm liking the glue dots at the moment. So I've just put this on the glue dot. I'm giving it a really good press, and then I'm going to peel that up, and I'm going to just lay that across like that. Now the things that are going to go on top of it are going to hold that in as well. So now here's the time to arrange your ribbon, how you want your ribbon to go. Okay, and I think that looks okay. So another glue dot. What did I do with them? There they are. Stop looking. I found them. So we'll pop a glue dot in the middle there. Now look, every inch of your card doesn't have to be stuck down all the time, okay? So if you've got these little bits of ribbon that are loose, you know, it just adds a bit of movement to the card. And so now we've got our message here. We can pop that up. I can put a couple of glue dots on there and a couple of dimensionals on there. So where do I want a glue dot? Right there. Hang on. Glue dot in this top corner. And where else? And probably in this bottom corner. And then we'll put some glue dot, some dimensionals on the back. Right. If I knew where they were, here they are. Okay, so we want a glue dimensional there. Oops, we only want one. Hang on. And one there. Okay. So now, do I want another one there? Do I want another glue dot there? I do. Hold on. It's a work in progress, guys. Okay, so I've got that there. I can line this up now. All is concealed. I've got this beautiful little composition, still life, whatever you want to call it. I can trim these ribbons down now if I want to. Doesn't matter if they're slightly over the edge of the card, but you can do with them what you will. I might just cut this one straight. It just gives it a bit of interest. Now, where are those gems? Look at this cup here. All the rest have got these beautiful cappuccino designs on them. I think this needs some marshmallows, don't you? So we'll give it one white marshmallow and a pink one. And we might just put another chocolate one down here somewhere. There we go. So what do you think about that? I really love this. I think this is a really nice card. Of course, you've got other messages that you can pop inside. I won't decorate the inside at the moment because I know you guys, I'm all busy and you are all busy as well. So let me know what you think. Don't forget, to see these, you need to go to my online store because they are online exclusive products. Now, they do not have an expiry date as such. They are available until an unspecified time. In other words, if they run out or if they decide to take them off. But we've got a bit of dimension happening. We've got that really nice raised area. I could have also done the same thing with this, but why? Because it's okay. But let me know what you think about that. And yeah, let me know what you think about coasters, because they're an unused resource as far as I'm concerned. Went to trivia, found some craft things in the most unlikely place. Okay, I'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye for now.